You open YouTube, you search AI, Claude, ChatGPT, and immediately thousands of video telling you how to use it, how you can make money out of AI, how you can automate your life, how you can 10x your productivity, and how you can do things you never even know that you needed to do. So you watch one, and then another one, and three more. And then by the end of the day, you know more about AI than you did this morning. And you open Claude, and you open ChatGPT, and there it is. And there's a blank screen, and you just sit there. You didn't know what to do. Nothing among all those videos that you have watched prepared you for this moment. The cursor is blinking, and you didn't know what to type. And you didn't even know if what you're going to type is right. And you know that in the back of your head, there's a voice that says, what am I even doing with this? And if you have felt that, and you have experienced that, trust me, you are not alone. And you're not even left behind. You just haven't been introduced yet. There are two types of people that are watching this video right now. The first one, someone who is in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s, or maybe older. Every time that you try to engage with AI, you feel like you're walking into a conversation that started without you. Like everyone else got a memo that you didn't get. And you know, you're not technophobic. You're good at your job, and you use your phone every day. You use it for everything. You're good at your job. But this specific thing, it's like has a wall around it that you can't find the door to. And the second group is someone who has found a door. You got in, you have been using it, maybe for months, years even, but something feels off. So you use it like Google, the answers come back, and they're fine. That's it, they're fine. They're technically correct. They feel generic. AI is talking to a version of you that doesn't quite exist. And you have started to wonder, am I doing this wrong? Both of you are in the right place, because the reason for both experiences is the same thing. The AI doesn't know you yet. And for those of you who have seen me the first time, I live in Japan. And there is something that happens here in every kind of relationship, whether they are personal, professional, social, even casual, before anything really begins. Jikoshoukai. It means self-introduction. And in Japan, it is a formality that you do not rush through. It's the foundation. It's the thing that tells another person, here is who I am. Here is what I do. And here is what matters to me. And it sets the tone for whatever follows next. When I skip it, and I have, when I was new here, and I didn't understand, the relationship never quite settles. There's friction. There's a gap. Like we're always starting from somewhere that is slightly wrong. And that's exactly what's happening between most people and AI. We open the tool and start asking questions before we have even introduced ourselves. And imagine that in a normal conversation, meeting someone for the first time and then asking them immediately without even introducing yourself or without having the introductions between each other. Just meeting someone and throwing them a question without AI having any context of who you are, what you do, and what matters to you, then you can only expect that whatever it gives you back will always be something that is generic. Because normally what most have been doing is they open the tool, they type in their question, they ask their questions, even without introducing themselves. And AI will do its best to give you an answer, but it doesn't know you. It doesn't understand you yet. It doesn't know your background, your context, the way you think, what you already know, what you don't want to explain every time. So it gives you average answer. The answer it would give to anyone. And for you, the answer feels very hollow because you are not average. So now that we understand that the reason why most of our answers that we're getting from AI in the past sounds very generic and average was because we did not introduce ourselves and it doesn't know anything about us, what matters to us, how we think, our context, the way we want to receive answers, the way we think, whether we are someone who likes pros or someone who likes systems, because it doesn't know anything about us, even though it still tries its best to give its answers, although it comes as average and generic. It's because we are not your average people. You're not average. And now that we understand this, the question now is, how do we introduce ourselves to AI? And what does a proper introduction to AI looks like? And I want to walk you through it, not as a form to fill, but as a conversation to have. Because I think once you understand why each of these conversations matter, you will never use AI the same way again. The first question is, who are you? Really? The first thing that AI needs to know about you is not your job title. It's your context. Where are you in your life? What world do you actually live in? Because a 39 years old woman working in engineering, living in Japan, is going to need different things from AI versus that of a 29-year-old woman working in marketing in Manila, even if they ask the same questions. So the first thing you tell AI is, here is my background, here's what I do, here's where I'm coming from. Not a CV, a real human sentence. I'm a nurse who works on night shifts and I need help, and I want to use AI to help me study for certifications. That 3-second sentence changes every answer that you will get from AI. The second question is, what do you actually want? Not what you think you should want, not what the YouTube video said AI can give you, but what you actually want. I know this sounds very obvious, but many people skip it. They open AI and then start asking it to do things. Write this, explain this, summarize this, without ever telling it where they're trying to go. It's like asking someone for directions without telling them your destination. When you're clear about your real goal, whether that's saving time for work, learning something new, building something on the side, or just understanding what's happening in the world, AI becomes something completely different. It becomes a thinking partner who knows what you're working towards. Question number 3. What do you know and what you don't know? This one feels very uncomfortable for some people because admitting that you don't know something, especially at this stage of your life where you have much experience, can feel like you're showing your weakness. But here's what I've learned. AI calibrates to you. If you tell it you're a beginner, it explains simply. If you tell it you have 20 years of experience in this field, it stops explaining things that you already know and gets to the part that's actually useful. And if you don't tell it anything, it will guess. And usually, the guess is wrong. Tell it what you don't know. The honesty is not weakness. It is efficiency. Question number 4. How do you think? This is the one most people have never been asked before. And this is the one that changes everything. Do you think in stories or in systems? Do you need examples or you prefer principles? Do you want the short, direct answer or you want the whole picture? Do you prefer bullet points or paragraphs? Are you someone who makes decisions with data or trust your gut feeling? None of these are better or worse. They are just different. And once AI knows how you think, the format of your mind, it stops fighting the natural way of your processing and it starts working with it. The answers it gives you starts to feel like they were made for you because they were. Question number 5. What are your constraints? Time, tools, money, energy, the practical edges of life. If you only have 20 minutes a day to work on something and you ask AI to help you build a system and you don't tell it you have only 20 minutes, it will give you a beautiful, comprehensive, and completely impractical system that works 3 hours a day and software that you don't have. I truly believe this, especially when I get questioned, what is the best AI tool for you? The best AI tool is not the most impressive one. The best AI tool is the one that you use. Tell it your constraints honestly. It will respect them. Question number 6. What AI has already been to you, especially if you have already used AI in the past months or maybe years and you gave up because what you were getting were generic and average answers. But here's what I want to tell you. Your history with AI is not irrelevant. It is data. Maybe you have tried it and felt like it's just a fancy search engine. Maybe you have used it for writing and then you felt like it sounded like a robot. Maybe it once gave you an answer that completely changed how you saw a problem. All of that, it matters. Because what you tell AI, what has worked, what hasn't, it tells AI your taste. Not in a permanent memory stored way, but within a conversation, within the session. And the more you do this, the faster it gets to the thing that's actually useful to you. Question number 7, and I think this one is something that we should never ever miss. What do you want AI to never do? And this one surprises people the most. You are actually allowed to have preferences on how you want AI to talk to you. Some people hate when AI is overly cheerful. Some people don't want it to add qualifiers to everything. Some people want directness. Just tell me the answer. Some people want AI to push back on them when they are wrong. And some people absolutely do not want that. You don't have to accept the default. You can say, don't start every answer with certainly. Don't use bullet points unless I ask. If I'm being vague, tell me. These are not strange requests. These are the type of instructions that turns a tool into a collaborator. Now, here's something that I want you to do that I have never seen anyone else talk about. And I think it's one of the most important practices you and I can build if we are serious about using AI well. At the end of every important session, with AI. Before you close the tool, I want you to do this. For every conversation where something real happened, where something shifted, when you figured out something, for any conversation where you believe that this is very insightful, very productive, and I really feel very enlightened. Before you close the tab, you ask AI one thing. You ask it to document what just happened. Something like, before we finish, can you write a summary of what we have worked on today? What was the context? What was the decisions made? What changed and why? I want to keep this as a record I can bring into our next conversation. And then you save that. Copy it, put it somewhere, ask it to create that artifact with versioning, a note, a doc, a folder. Because here's the thing that most people don't realize about AI. Every time you open a new conversation, you are a stranger again. All the context that you have built, all that calibration, it's gone. You start from zero. Or if by chance the thread gets corrupted, all the thoughts inside that, all the insights, gone. Unless you bring it with you. And that document, that end of session summary, is your memory on its behalf. You paste it on top of your next conversation. Or you can bring it as a context for if you want to start another conversation for something else, but you want AI to have an idea of where you are. Like I've said, all the things that we have answered previously, you don't have to say them again. Suddenly, you're not starting from zero. You're continuing and you're picking up where you left off, and you're branching out to a new direction without having to start from zero again, bringing all the context, bringing all the truth that you have about your life and about your situation and about your goals. Your relationship with AI, it compounds instead of resetting to zero. So I want you to start treating your AI relationship like it is a living document. It grows, it accumulates, it gets better over time. Only if you close each session with intention instead of just closing a tab. I truly believe that there is a way to start with every tool, a 101, a best practice. And for most of my life, especially in my field, which is in oil, and starting with a foundation, even before you improvise, was always the right call. It always will be. But here's the thing that I've noticed. If you're frozen because you're bombarded with information and you no longer know where to begin or even have the energy to begin, then the best practices in the world is useless. A 101 that you never open and follow doesn't teach you anything. So here's my actual advice. Two things. If you want guidance, pick one creator and stick with them. Not 5 of them, not 10. One. Only one. Until you hit a wall, then you can seek out others, what you have learned, and also grow it. Because chasing multiple teachers at the same time is not learning. It is consumption. It is a consumption trap that we have seen and we have experienced in the past, and we know better. So stick to one. The second thing, and I think the most important, and this is not from me, but this is from my friend that said something that I have been thinking ever since. Follow your curiosity. We are at an age where experience and wisdom is a real advantage. Genuinely. The things that we have been through, the failures that we have survived, the patterns that we can read. A 25-year-old doesn't have that. That is ours. But that same experience has quietly taught us to choose the safe path, the path of least resistance, the path of lowest chances of embarrassment or failure. We have been optimizing for safety for so long that we forgot what it felt like to be a beginner on purpose. We forgot that we didn't arrive where we are now with a smooth escalator. We arrived at this point where we are now from arduous climb, from failures that we have survived and we kept moving through, from trying things that we didn't know how to do and doing them badly until we did them well. We have reached this point from all of that, and somehow we decided to stop. I'm not saying to go back to fighting. I'm saying that go back to playing. Go back to being curious like a kid who doesn't know that failure is embarrassment. Picking up something, turning it over, breaking it, trying to fix it, and breaking it again, and trying to fix it again. And they just keep going because it's very interesting. That kid is still in you. Because that kid is what got you here. And if you need a place to start, a small, safe, specific space, start with your AI brief. The self-introduction that we talked about today. It only takes 30 minutes. It costs nothing, and it changes every conversation you will have with AI from this point forward. The link is in the description. It is free. No sign up, no email required, just you and a blank page and a few honest questions. In Japan, every meaningful relationships begins in the same way. Jikoshoukai ni AI. Your introduction to AI. Tomo ni narou. Let's become good friends.